Hello, hello. How's it going? Can you hear me? Does that sound good? Microphone working all the way back there? Can you guys hear? Okay, sweet. How many of you guys have been cheering for BYU for over 40 years? I just want to get a read of the room. Okay. That's big time. Okay, sweet. We're going to start this enormously successful and popular Cougar Club Luncheon with a prayer. And we're going to ask Jeff Southard if he would offer the prayer, and then we'll get rolling.
Our Father in heaven, we are grateful to be gathered together this afternoon here at Lavelle Edwards Stadium. We're grateful for this beautiful campus and this wonderful university. We thank Thee for the blessing that it is in our lives, and especially in the lives of the students and faculty and staff who are here every day. We're grateful, Heavenly Father, for our Savior Jesus Christ. We love Him. We're grateful for His restored gospel.
Yeah, amen to that. We'd love to thank our sponsors for today's lunch, the drinks, Provo Marriott Hotel and Swire Coca-Cola. Put your hands together for those guys. Thank you so much. And if you've been to this meeting, in the last 15, 20 years, we do something special with John Garfield of Provo Marriott. So we'd like him to come up and do his thing. John, look, the microphone, the floor is yours. We want your very best this year.
Actually, Chad, is one of my worst, I think. I don't know. I've had writer's block. But it's great to be here again. For those who've been cheering for 40 years or more, it's great to see all of you. But as you know,
Let me give you a rundown of Thursday, Friday, Saturday, what we have in going on with Cougar Nation. Men's volleyball is at Ball State in Indiana on Thursday at 5 p.m. Also Thursday, men's basketball against Loyola Marymount in the Marriott Center, and we'll tip off at 7 p.m. Friday, men's tennis versus Cal Poly in the indoor tennis courts on campus starting at 11 a.m. Friday, women's gymnastics at Southern Utah University starting at 7. And then Friday and Saturday, our dive team will compete in Air Force at the Academy in Colorado. Saturday, women's tennis versus Washington State at the indoor tennis court starting at noon. Saturday, women's track and field compete in the Camel City Invitational in North Carolina starting at noon. Saturday, men's volleyball at Ball State, again, starting at 1 p.m. Women's basketball at San Diego, tip-off at 3 p.m. And finish Saturday night, men's basketball versus Pacific in the Mary Center at 7 p.m. That's what's going on. Now, what's going on with us, you saw the schedule come out yesterday. We're all extremely pumped about that. I think Tom Homel's done a great job with all of us, coaches, administrators, student athletes, of stepping on the gas and being ready for what's coming. Our eyes are open. It's going to be a big step up for all of us, and we're pumped. I'd like to turn the time over now to the football program. So Kalani Sitake is here with all of his coaches. They're going to talk about recruits, the new coaches that are here. So please put your hands together for the greatest coaching staff that we got right here.
What's up, everyone? Don't worry, I won't be singing any songs or anything. Really excited to talk to you guys today. The entire staff's going to be participating, so there's some new faces and some new coaches that are here, and we're gonna go down the list. I'll give you. You guys heard me talk way too much, so I'm gonna give you a rundown of. Basically, we're excited that we signed guys in December. We added some. Return missionaries and gray shirt guys in January, and then some of the transfer portal guys as well, and then we signed a few guys today. So that entire group, and then the final group is a group of PWOs, that's preferred walk-ons that we recruited, that actually turned down scholarships at other schools and other programs to be here at BYU. For the chance to compete for a scholarship and to be on our roster. And so all these young men are from great families, but the thing that they mentioned the most is interacting with the fans. Our retention rate of guys that come on visits and can interact with you guys, especially this last weekend when they were at the basketball game with you guys, and it didn't go our way, but they felt the energy and the excitement from the Rock and definitely from the fans. And then it's the interaction that they have from you guys even after the game. You guys are speaking out, knowing who they are. We have a very educated fan base, and they saw it firsthand. And that's something that they mentioned to me often as they started to commit, as early as before the game and all the way until we had even to yesterday. So that class of preferred walk-ons are going to be – they're very talented. And, I was excited. I've always excited about being able to recruit walk-ons and preferred walk-ons, but we have a couple of those guys representing in the NFL right now. They're doing really well, and we have probably the best walk-on of all time. Chad Lewis here, being able to, even though he's in a boot. Was that a football injury or a skiing injury?
Let's say football.
It's football injury. Yeah, it's the hopefully soon to be a Super Bowl champion this year. We're playing for him back in the day, but Andrew Reed, you guys know that. But I want to turn the time over though to our coaches as they'll discuss. They'll take a few minutes each and discuss their position group. First of all, they'll introduce themselves, the position they work with, and then the position group altogether, especially the newcomers. And then at the end, we'll just stay up here, and then you guys have questions, and then we'll just do a Q&A with everyone, all 10 coaches, assistant coaches, and myself. Sound like a deal? Yeah. All right, guys. Love you guys. We'll start with Associate Head Coach Jay Hill.
Okay, I'm just going to talk a little bit about the safeties. The rest of the defensive coaches, I don't want to steal their thunder. They'll do a better job with their groups anyway. But the returning safeties coming back right now, we have Micah Harper. He led the team last year in tackles. So Micah Harper is coming back. We're excited about him. And then Malik Moore just played a couple games last year. We sat him so that he could save the year of eligibility. He will be back with us, and he's got the most interceptions returning in the secondary group. So those two safeties have played a bunch. Ammon Hanneman has also played a bunch. So we have 3 returning safeties that have played a bunch. And then I'm just going to give you a couple names that you can just listen for as we go throughout spring. Talon Alfrey, Raider Demooney, Peter Tuipulotu, Preston Rex. Chica is a great one that I think you guys are going to like. Bottom line, it's a deep group. I'm excited to work with them. I'm excited to see what they become. And I think that there's a lot there to work with. So that's a good group. I mentioned just a couple of freshmen that are going to be joining us that just came home off of missions. PD Tuipulotu just got home off a mission. Raider Demooney just got home off a mission. And Ty Burke just got home off mission. So when you're talking signing classes and all that, we really didn't sign a lot of new safeties because most of them we had already signed years previous, and they're coming home off missions, so super excited about them, or they just got home off missions. So anyway, that's the safety group. Defensively, I can just say this, super excited to work with this staff. A bunch of really, really great guys, and better yet for you guys, a bunch of really talented football coaches that will do a good job recruiting and developing talent. Super excited to work with them. So anyway, thank you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure to be here. All those who've been loyal to the Royal Blue, it's great to be a part of the family. And again, I'm one of the new coaches. My name is Coach Bouha. I'm the defensive tackles coach. As you can tell, I kind of fit the size, but I also fit the menu at the restaurant as well, man. As we gotta gain weight. As you all know, the work inside with D tackles is super very important, right? One of our goals is to be able to stop the run, and you've got to have some pretty big guys in there, but also guys who are smart and are very technical. And with this year's incoming class, we've added a couple people from the portal and also a junior college student athlete. So Jackson Cravens is one of the gentlemen that we've added this year. He comes by way of Boise State, as he played up there. Started 13 games, and so he's very veteran. He's very skilled. He's he understands what that count is, and you can practice as many times as you want, but it's until you're under the lights, it's a different story. So it's great to have his expertise, his veteran type experience in there. We have a little bit of a history, so he signed with another team out of Tippview, and I coached him as a freshman, and then he transferred to Boise. So we started together, and now we're going to end together. So it's great to have him on the squad. David Latu is a junior college All-American, second team All-American from Snow College. So he'll be in there to be able to add some anchors as we kind of free up the guys from Justin Enna. Our main goal as a defensive tackle is to be able to stop the run, but also to send Justin Enna's guys to all conference. And as they wave from the all conference honors, we just ask for a box of donuts, and that's our reward right there. Other than that, just want to report that we have a lot of hungry defensive tackles in the room. They have been attentive. They've been front seat guys. They've been guys who taken notes. They've been at the forefront. They've been 2 steps ahead of me. I got a call 2 weeks ago on a Saturday that they got in trouble because they were in the weight room on Saturday. So it's good to see that hunger there. I'm just as hungry as they are to be able to coach them. I'm thankful for the BYU family for adding us as part of their family, and we're excited for this year. Go Cougs.
It's exciting to be back with you guys. It's been a while since I've seen your guys' faces, but I'm fired up to be back. So I'll talk about the DNs a little bit. I'll be working side by side with Sione, and I'll also be the special teams coordinator, so I'll touch base on those guys a little bit as well. But just to talk about one of the guys that signed with us or came from Boise State, that's with us now at transfer, Isaiah Bagna. Big, long, athletic guy. that played some really key roles for them back in the last 2 years. So it's good to have a guy that has experience at that position that we had some need for. So at the defensive end position, good edge rusher, athletic, versatile, can drop into coverage. He can do a lot of things for us. So we're excited to have him here, and really excited to add him to the group of guys that we already have. So Tyler Batty, you guys have seen him play, and I'm excited to see him continue to progress. And then a couple young guys that we have going, Ice Moa, that I was impressed with when I came here in bowl practice, was able to watch him run around. Explosive athlete that's young and I think is really eager to continue to take next steps. And then Michael Daly, another guy that's redshirted that will be ready to play this spring ball that was injured this last season, so adding to that group. And then a couple other guys that will play kind of the opposite side, what we call our bull end. So we have one end that's our open end guy that's more of an athletic edge rusher, and our bull end's a bigger guy, line up on the tight end. So that's where Tyler Batty will play, along with Blake Mengelson and Bodie Schoonover, some other names that you guys have probably heard before. So I'm really excited about this group. They've been working their butts off, and Coach Jorgensen, Jan Jorgensen, he'll work with me with those guys, and really excited about just the potential that this group has. Just talking a little bit about our special teams. So we brought transfer in from Boise State as well. His name's Will Farron, and big leg, big kickoff guy, and really battled with a guy at Boise State that was their main starter. Had the same percentages as him throughout all of spring ball and fall camp. And so I'm excited about him and being able to put some points up on the board with the field goal kicking team. And then just really excited to have Rico back. Ryan Rico, he's fired up and looking good as a punter, and then our snappers as well, the Riggs brothers. So I think we have a real solid group with our special teams. And so just, really excited to be back with you guys and be back with BYU, and really appreciative to Kalani for giving me this opportunity, and Coach Hill, and just, fired up, guys. Go Cougs.
All right, my name is Justin Enna. It's been a long time since I've seen a lot of you guys, but almost 25 years. Grateful for the opportunity as well to coach the linebackers. Again, got to play here, and there's been a long line of great linebackers. From the very beginning to even now, you see some of these guys, Fred Warner playing just a few years ago. I'm excited to continue to grow the tradition and keep it moving forward. We signed a few guys. One of them was an RM that just returned, Ace Kafusi, a long body. He's almost 6'4", runs really well. Excited about his future. It's nice to have some Kafusis here. So again, I'm excited about that. Micah Kafusi as well, which is his first cousin. He gray shirted. He's joined us as well. And again, a long kid that is going to make a lot of plays on the field and do it the right way. A few freshmen that have come and joined us as well. Pearson Watson from Flagstaff area, watching him play, he moves, he's strong, he strikes. I'm excited to coach him when he comes here in the fall. And then we have Miles Hall, a kid from Skyline. Again, very athletic, 6'1", just does everything you ask him to do. And then we have Owen Borg from Corner Canyon that is also just a really great athlete, great hips, a great striker too. I think he's going to go on a mission before he joins us as well. But just talking about a few of our backers right now currently, again, you've watched them do their thing. Ben Bywater, Max Tooley, the right kind of kid. The kid that they want to make plays, and they do make plays. They're edgy, they're tough, and they're going to be getting stronger this spring ball. So there's going to be a lot of younger guys coming up there and challenging these older guys that are going to be a little bit limited reps during spring ball. You've got Micah Kafusi, we already talked about, Ace Kafusi, Fisher Jackson, Micah Wilson, Isaiah Glasker, which I'm excited about too, and then you have Shaz Ayu that's experienced too. So again, I'm grateful to be here. Again, a great coaching staff. I've almost either played, coached, or coached with most of them. So again, it's a great blessing to be here, and let's get another W this year. Let's go, Cougars.
How's everybody doing? Glad to be back. Glad to still be here. Feel like I have some new energy. Yes. One person, Ciala Essera, is another guy from the linebacker position that we didn't mention. All right. From a cornerback perspective, losing honestly probably about 85% of my guys that played, we felt there was a need to bring some experience in. So the first guy I'll talk about is Eddie Heckert, a guy who came with Coach Hill from Weber. He's been under his tutelage for the last 4 years. So bringing his experience is definitely something that we need. A guy who's had 214 tackles, 13 and a half tackles for loss, meaning he was in the backfield from a cornerback and nickelback standpoint is actually pretty big. A guy who's had 4 sacks in that same time, 7 interceptions, and 6 forced fumbles. So he's definitely a playmaker, definitely a guy who can move around from the corner and play nickel. So that's a guy that we definitely needed. The next guy I'll talk about is Jaden Dunlap, a guy who was first team All-State from the junior college ranks, a guy who's had 38 tackles and 10 PBUs. So with those 2 guys, they'll bring the experience needed as far as the cornerback room. The next guy I'll talk about is a freshman, a legacy kid whose mom Salote ran track here. His dad Brian McKenzie played football here. So definitely a speed guy with that track and football mix from his mom and dad. A 2-time state champion as far as the 100-meter. I want to say his fastest time is around 10.4 or something like that, and that was with a strained hamstring. So definitely a guy who can run and bring some speed that we'll definitely need. So with those 3 guys, that kind of completes the cornerback position. Thank you for everything, and go Cougs.
All right. Offensively, I'm just going to talk about the quarterbacks, and we'll continue letting the other coaches talk about their groups. We had quite a bit of turnover at the quarterback position, which I'm super excited about. Everything Jaron did for our team the last 2 years, thought he played great, and was a tough act to follow, everything Zach did, and I thought Jaron stepped right up to it and did a great job for our team, and we're super excited for what he's going to accomplish in the future. And so with that being said, we felt like we had to get somebody with some game experience, someone who's played in big games. And as far as transfer portal quarterbacks go, the number 1 target we had was Keaton Slovis, and we got him. And there was a lot of good players in the portal. There were a lot of good quarterbacks in the portal, and he was our number 1 target. For a variety of reasons, we happened to just know a lot about him, had some connections to him. He knew Jaron and Zach very well, had trained with both of them before, and knew a lot about our offense. And then he experienced playing in this stadium, and he mentioned that when he played for USC and we beat USC in overtime in this stadium, he mentioned the electricity in that stadium and what it was like to play here, and that was a factor in why he wanted to be here. And so thank you to all of you who were making noise that day when we played them. Keaton Slovis, really good player. We're excited about him. Then Jake Retzloff is a junior college transfer, and I feel like he's probably the term diamond in the rough kind of gets overused. But here's a kid who his senior year in high school was the COVID year, and in California they didn't play football. So he missed out on his entire senior year. Prior to that, he had played behind a really good player. I think the guy he played behind went to Stanford, if I'm remembering correctly. So he didn't really get his chance to be the man, and then COVID year hit, and he missed it. So his best option was junior college, and he's been probably, I would say, the best quarterback in junior college football the last 2 seasons. Had like 50-something touchdown passes this year. He's a really good player. And we're just excited as heck to have him. He's got 3 years to play too. So we got a 1-year guy, a guy that has 3 years to play too, and then we signed Ryder Burton out of Springville High School. Ryder played in an I-formation offense where he was under center. It wasn't a big passing offense. I loved it. There was old school football, but I can say with confidence, if you'd put Ryder Burton in some of these other offenses where he would be throwing the ball around a lot more, he would have been really, really tough to get. He's awesome in our camps. He knows our whole offense already. He's a great kid and got a really bright future. He has a great arm, excellent thrower, and we're super excited. So those are our 3 new quarterbacks returning to the team. We have a couple guys left. We moved. Just to give you guys one note, I want to mention Soljay Maiyava, the way he played in our bowl game on short notice, got us the win. It was not our normal style of offense in that game, but man, he made plays with his feet in that game, and so we promptly moved him to running back right after the bowl game. And just want you to know what an awesome kid he is. He was excited about it. He's embraced it. So Soljay is going to be a running back this spring. Doesn't mean you'll never see him take a snap again, but he's going to play running back this spring, and I just wanted to mention him, how much we appreciate what a team guy he is and what he did for us to help us get that win in the bowl game and finish the season with on that win streak was really big. So just wanted to mention him, and thank you. We'll move on to next time.
I'm Daryl Funk. I'm the offensive line coach, and we appreciate you all being here and your support as always. This is a fun time of year for all of us, but for me, I got a new group. We've lost some guys, we've gained some guys. You got a mixture of three guys that have started, 4 guys coming off red shirts, some other guys in their second, third year, as well as some newcomers. So it's really cool to be back with them. They're running, they're lifting hard. I'm excited about it. Speaking of the newcomers, first of all, there's 2 kids that were here gray shirting in the fall. Caden Chittister from Richfield, big tackle. He kind of came here as a defensive lineman, at least on that list, but we're going to move him to tackle. He's a good-sized kid, 6'7", plus 6'8", and we've had a lot of success with those guys. And then Jake Griffin's a young man from Red Mountain High School in Arizona. He'll play guard for us, but those 2 worked out in the fall as gray shirt kids. We did sign 1 lineman in the early period, Ethan Thomason, a big tackle from actually my hometown, Rocky Mountain High School, Fort Collins, Colorado. Ethan is a big old kid, another massive tackle that also is a basketball player. He's on a mission currently, and we'll get him back 2 winters from now, so we're excited about him. And then our transfer portal guys are really excited about these 3 guys, but Waylon Lapuaho is a transfer from Utah State, started every game at guard there. Brings a ton of energy to the workouts and working hard, and we're really excited about him. Ian Fitzgerald is a young man from Missouri State. He was a tackle there. He'll start out as a tackle here. He started 34 games there, including the last 30, and durability and toughness is definitely something that they talked about. And then Paul Miley from Utah, the center there for the last 2 years. Really fired up to have him. The leadership he'll bring, his ability as a player, and all the intangibles that come with a young man like that. And I'm just getting to know him more and more every day, and I'm excited about him. So between all the returners, the young guys coming into their second year, and these newcomers, I'm really excited about the group. Thank you.
My name's Jay Hill. I'm the new defensive coordinator. We're going to blitz 11 guys every single play. I have 2 questions for you. Number 1, does everybody see me? You good? Number 2, you ready to rise and shout? Are you seriously ready to rise and shout? So we've got a great signing class right here. We just got our schedule for next year. When we win a game, you know what we do? We sing the fight song. I think it would be apropos at this point that we all stand up with the Cougar Club here. We all stand up and sing this. Who's with me? Who's sing the fight song? Who's with me? Let's go. Let's go. Everybody up. Everybody up. We ready? 1, 2, 3. I just wanted to make sure you're all awake while I talked about the tight ends. So we're signing two. One is Jackson Bowers, a 4-star from Mesa High School in Phoenix. That's the same high school Todd Shell played for, Max Hall, and John Beck. So we're excited about him. He actually broke Todd Heap's record for receptions at that school. So we're expecting big things from him. Matthew Frederick is a tight end from East High School. He can play a number of different positions for us. But we're going to start him at tight end. We're excited to have him. As far as the room goes, we lost Houston Hemuli, who was a great player for us, and we lost Carter Wheat, who has some health problems with his hands and feet that he's going through. Hopefully keep him around as a student coach. I love the kid. He understands the system, so he'll be around. But we have Isaac coming back, Isaac Rex. We have Mason Waite coming back, Anthony Olson, Ethan Erickson. It's going to be a battle in that room. There's some other guys. There's a couple I can't mention because they're preferred walk-ons, but we're excited, and so thank you for indulging me in that little exercise, and go Cougs.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Fesi Sitake. I coach the wide receivers, and I should have gone before Steve Clark. So we have, it was mentioned, there's 4 preferred walk-on receivers who are joining us. Per NCAA rules, we cannot comment too much on them. But as Kalani mentioned, a lot of these guys turn down scholarships to other schools, which says a lot just about the culture and this institution and the belief that these young men have in this program. And I know that goes amongst all the other position groups. A lot of these preferred walk-ons we're super lucky to have, and don't be surprised if you see them on the field earning scholarships, playing time, and having great careers as we've seen here at BYU. 2 incoming players that signed with us a couple years ago who joined us this January, coming back from a mission. One, Devin Downing from American Fork High School. He just got back from serving in Eugene, Oregon mission. Super excited for him. He had a great career here at American Fork High School. And then Koa Eldridge joins us as well. He just got home from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, speaking Hmong. And he's from Punahou High School in Hawaii. He's also going to be trying baseball out. They have him pitching. Very talented baseball player. We hold the scholarship, so we'll see how long he stays with 2 sports. But as long as these guys can make it happen, we're fully supportive of that. Really excited for both those 2 to be joining us. And then the one signee out of high school this year is Josiah Phillips. His name goes by JoJo. He plays at Sierra Canyon High School in the Los Angeles area. A really, really talented receiver who's super raw. He's 6'5", 190 pounds. He comes from a basketball family. His story is really unique. He played football his sophomore year, pulled in some pretty big offers, and then ended up just playing basketball his junior year. So he did not have a junior football season. He plays at Sierra Canyon, like I said, which is one of the top basketball high schools in the country. That's where LeBron James' son plays. And so he's still playing there now. And he decided to be all in and committed with football his senior year. Very similar to Ryder Burton at quarterback with the offensive scheme. Josiah, the offense he played in was very run heavy. It was about 60 rush attempts a game. And we had seen enough of him in person as a staff that we love him. He has a bright future. And so every time they ran the ball, we were totally good with it. And we don't want anyone to see what he can really do. So he joins the family of big receivers. Some of these big receivers we're trying to get. And so throw an invitation out there. If you guys come across a 6'5" person in a grocery store or the bank, have them run like 20 yards. If they look fast, send them our way. We'll see what we can do. So really excited for these guys, the receiver group. We lost some production with Puka Nakua, Gunnar Romney, and Braden Cosper. But as is the case every year, the next guy's got to step up, just like all the other guys on the team. And excited for all the receivers in the pipeline who are currently here, who are joining us. It will be a lot of fun, and we're excited to contribute in any way we can. So thank you.
My name's Harvey Unga. For those of you that don't know me, I coach the running backs. Super excited to be here. Had a great experience this last season. I know what Coach A-Rod was talking about with the offense changing a little bit. I can't complain at all. I loved it. It was great. If we could do it all over again, I'm all happy with that. But to echo what he's saying, Soljay, excited to have him in the room. Stud kid, great player. And, I mean, like you guys saw, the guy, he did a lot of great things in that bowl game, using his legs. And I'm excited to have him coming into this next season. As far as the guys that are coming now, Nuku Luve Helu, he's a running back from Tooele, just got off the mission. He's in with the guys now, workouts. Looks like Hercules. Never seen a guy come off a mission looking like that before, but it's great. I'll take it. So really excited for him. Bigger back, phenomenal athlete, and can't wait to see what he does. Pokai Haunga, another local kid, Timpview product for you Timpview people out there. Excited to have him. Dynamic player. I'm a little hesitant on saying this, but a lot of us would compare him to Reno Mahe. I know those are big shoes to fill, but the type of kid he is, dynamic player, really, really good athlete, can do so many things out of the backfield, running the ball, catching the ball, and whatnot. So can't wait to have him on board. And with the transfer portal, was lucky enough, found a kid who originally signed with Louisville, ended up transferring over to UNLV, was a 4-star recruit out of high school, and rushed for over 1,000 yards last season at UNLV. Aiden Robbins, stud kid, amazing person. But if you look at him, he's about 6'2", 6'3", really, really big kid, but deceivingly fast. So we can't wait to have him. We lost two of our stud running backs that were seniors, Chris Brooks and Pini Katoa. So having him come into the room, it's going to be big. Good leadership, excited to have him in the room. And then the last guy this morning just announced it, LJ Martin out of El Paso, another 4-star kid, was committed to Stanford, and we were able to swoop in and sway him and get him to wear the royal blue. So I'm excited for that. Lot of good talent. In the room now, it's fun to see. I think there's going to be a battle. I've told these guys, no, it's always going to be a battle. We're not going to hand out anything. They're going to earn their stripes, and these guys are ready for it. Folau Rapati is another good running back I've got in the room now. Came on to the end of the season, did some great things. Miles Davis, another one. And like I said, Soljay's in the room with us. So excited to get back to work, let these guys compete, and get some W's on the board again. Appreciate you guys.
All right, we got some time for Q&A. I just want to make sure announce the 3 guys assigned today. I know that you heard about David Latu from Coach Boha, and then LJ just recently from Harvey, but also Mote Mounga is a D tackle from Timpview High School. He signed with us this morning too. So excited to have them in the family, and there's a lot of I'm particular because I go through this. There's a lot of players that got a lot of love. I want to make sure to talk about another one that I think you guys should be really excited about this fall. His name is Siale Esera, linebacker. I say that because I'm a little biased. I recruited him specifically, me, right? So he's going to play for us right away, joining us in June. But he's a big body, can run, and I'm excited for Sione's D lineman to take up space so Siale can come mop some people up. So thank you. Any questions? And you can ask all these guys. So we'll start here. Yes.
Yeah, Coach Pupinga, on special teams, you mentioned the kickers, but what about a returner? Do we have a James Dye type guy coming?
Yeah, so, Hobbs was our punt returner last year. I really like him. I think he's a good punt catcher, and I think he can do some damage on punt return. And so I would say the main thing that we need a dynamic guy that is on the kick return game. So I think we have Kingston right on offense. A-Rod's talked to me about. I like the Rapati Hinkley kid. I forget what's it? That's right. Falau?
He has a lot of names.
Yeah. But personally, when we played, when I was at Boise State this last year, And I saw him running, and I thought, man, that guy would be a great kick returner. So anxious to see what he could do in the kick return game. And there's a couple other guys that we'll look at, but I think there's some good options there. But yeah, that's something that we definitely need to find to be able to have somebody that can change the game in one play.
Curious, either this is for Steve or Aaron. Just curious about the tight end usage this year. I've watched the SEC and the bowl game this year, and all the big schools used tight ends quite a lot last year. Just curious what's the plan for tight ends this year in offense.
We'll keep using them as we have. I mean, our tight end production is always going to be important to our offense, and the health of our tight ends is a big part of it. Last year Isaac was pretty severely restricted in what he could do in practice. I've mentioned this before I can't remember how many different settings, how much respect we have for Isaac Rex, that he played last season. I mean, if you could have seen what he went through each week just to get ready to play in the game. His practice reps were limited every day due to the injury he had sustained the year before. We had to be really careful with, not overworking him, but getting him enough work to be ready to play on Saturday. Then he would get a shot for the pain on Saturday and go out there and just grind it out. And it'll be nice now. He's had the metal that was in his leg removed, and so he's working. The flexibility in his ankle is already a lot better than it was, and so we're hopeful that he's going to be able to get back to doing some of the things he did in the past. And then we're counting on Ethan Erickson to continue to progress. And some of our other younger guys, if they can come along and keep progressing, then you'll see those guys be more involved in the offense.
First, an idea. Does anyone know the missionary that baptized the first Kafusi? We should get a statue for that guy. What are you doing not just to prioritize depth, but health for the team? Because we saw such a big drop-off between those first unit guys and later in the season when we didn't have a lot of them in the lineup.
Yeah, the question was about health for the team, and I mean it's a violent sport, so injuries happen, but there's a lot that we can do to prevent it, and that's even in the off season and conditioning training. So I mean we made a change in the weight room too, and so looking at the strength gains, but then the best ability is availability, and that means getting guys to the season and making sure that we can play the games, and that's we hope that we can be full speed this fall, but hope's not a great strategy. So we're using science and the expertise that we have in our sports scientists, as well as a great training room to get our guys ready, and then develop them in the weight room to prevent injuries as well. Yeah, we'll go here.
Come over, Coach Jay Hill. Just want to share a little information with you. I knew you grew up in Lehigh. You were in my ward. And my brother, Kevin, 15 years younger than me, played football with you at Lehigh High School.
Tell me your name.
Ron Peck.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So we were in the same ward, but I was a lot older. But anyway, I'm so thrilled that you've come down here to coach now.
Oh, wow. Not much of a question, but I can tell you this: we are super excited to be here. So.
Thank you. Any reaction about the schedule release yesterday and out of the players? How did they react?
The players are really excited about the schedule. Yeah, so I think we all knew that this was coming. It was just nice to see it finally, and then everybody can make plans. And then just a side note on just to talk to you guys. Listen, you guys, the fans are the best, right? And the interaction that you have with our players in person, even social media, all that stuff, it means something to them. But when you're in a game and then you see representation, even on the road, I imagine the fans that are looking at the road games are this is the only place I know that they get excited about the road games. Oh, great, they're coming to West Virginia. I live nearby it. You know what I mean? Some people live nearby. It's only a 6-hour drive. Like 6-hour drive. But that's what the Cougar faithful do. That's what they do. And so I hope you guys know you hold a lot of power. But you guys should be really proud of the fact that we're in the Big 12 now, that's because our fan base led the way with how big time you guys are, and then we're flourishing because the fans can feel your love for them, and it felt great to beat Stanford, something that BYU's never done before on a football field, and then to have the opposing team rush the field. So that was a lot of fun too. That we beat them, and then we had a bunch of royal blue on the field at the same time after the game. It was a lot of fun to walk off that. So, anyways, thanks guys. What else? Any more questions? We done? Any more? We got one back there. Okay, we got one there, here, then there.
Coach Sataki, I saw on a couple Big 12 blogs if you were going to bust out a new dance for the Big 12 team.
Yeah. I'll start stretching now to get flexible to do some moves you haven't seen before. The old moves are that was independent moves. Now it's time to step up and give you guys some P5 stuff. So yeah. Way to put some pressure on me, guys. We can talk about recruiting, and now we're talking about my dancing. If we go to my diet, then we're done. We're out of here. So. All right, what we said here, right? We had a question here.
Coach, we have read recently a lot of articles about the transfer portal, the positive, neutral, and negative. And I'd just like your take overall on the advantages of the transfer portal, and what you feel if we had a big gain as a result of it.
Yeah, the question was about the transfer portal and my thoughts on it. And it's in college football now, so we use it. I like that the players have an opportunity to enter the portal. We don't just hold on to guys the entire time. That's never happened. You have natural attrition in football where most of the time guys are looking for opportunities to get on the field early and often. And so they may not be happy with their role here. Others may not be doing well in school because school's pretty tough here, and others may not like the lifestyle. Things change, So our job isn't to embarrass them, the players that leave. We still love them. We appreciate them, what they've done here, and not give anybody a reason for that. We want them to know that they're always going to be part of our family, and if they look to leave, we'll always cheer for them unless we're playing for them, right? But in terms of us utilizing the portal, there's a lot of people out there that left and went to other schools that wish that they were here. And we brought more people in the portal than were interested. We get phone calls every day from people that are in the portal looking to be here. And, we have to, and then they're wanting to live this lifestyle. They want to be part of it. I've heard people say that some of the obstacles here are academics and the honor code, and that's not the case. That's a strength for us. And so we have young men that want to come here, not even of this faith, that want to live this lifestyle. They see them being focused, and a team that's really focused, and a fan base that's appreciative, and they can see themselves earning a degree here and moving on to the next level. So, thank you. Well, we said here first, yeah. Yes, he said I'm the best-looking person he's seen, and he has a question. How do I look this good? I don't know. Just a lot of makeup and XXX clothes. What was the question?
That linebacker came up about injuries. It almost appears that we have a little bit of a dearth of linebacker, especially in size. That we're the ones taking the hits by these big backs and quarterbacks and not conditioning them out. Am I looking at this wrong? And we haven't seen a lot transfer in or any other way at linebackers, and we've lost some. So is there a concern at linebacker, or am I seeing it wrong?
So his concern is about the linebacker. Did you not watch Max Tooley knock out people in the game? The goal is to get our linebackers to attack, and we want to do that. And so I think the question is specifically about the linebacker position. I think when you have guys that are developing, when you're dealing with injuries, a lot of these guys serve great missions, which is not great for football, And so we're working with all that, and the scheme is going to be so we can dish out more pain with the linebackers rather than take it, like you said. And we want to make you all happy, and so that's why we made some changes and did things the way we're doing. And I don't know if you've seen Justin Enna, but he's a big guy that played here, and the only guy that could control him was me, and that's when we were roommates, right? It's my old roommate, so don't judge him for that. he'll tell you how clean I was and how great of a friend I was. So, anyways, no, but we're working through all that stuff, and it's. I promise you, it's going to be something that you're going to be really proud of by the time we get to game one. Yes.
Coach, the numbers we're seeing around the country for NIL are eye-popping.
Yep.
Don't really see that coming out of BYU very much. So what do you talk to the strategy?
The questions about NIL, and I think I probably mentioned this before. I don't want to come down hard on NIL, but there's a lot of coaches asking for regulation, things like that. But and then you're talking about numbers and money and all that being thrown out. The answer isn't just about money. I think there's a chance for us to do this the right way, and the way we do it was in line with what the church wants and what our leadership and our school wants. And so I think there's a chance that we can take care of our players and make sure that they don't have debt, especially our walk-ons. But it's our responsibility to give them the education to handle finances. A lot of these young men don't even know anything about taxes or how to build credit. And so we're taking advantage to do that, and then also looking for ways to get them better. But if it's just about dollars and a amount of money, we're not going to go into that. We're not going to get into this money game. And listen, money changes everything, guys. I've said this to a lot of different people that we learn from the temples how dangerous money could be, right? And if you don't go to the temple, rappers been rapping about it for a long time, for many decades. So there's more money, more problems. So they're kind of right. So maybe the focus isn't just about money. There's a reason why lottery winners have a majority of them have gone bankrupt, right? And so education is more important. I think it's okay to allow them to make their money with name, image, and likeness. But to get into this rat race of bidding for players, that's never going to be BYU, right? That's not the way we focus. So. I just wonder how much Zach's wondering about NIL money that he missed out on right now, and Tyler Algier and those guys, So I think I'm just really proud of the young men that these guys are going to be when they leave BYU, with all the mentoring they're going to get from so many different people. And look at the influence you guys had on Keaton Slovis. Just being great people and great followers of Christ. He was drawn to this place because of that. So let's just keep focusing on those things and then try to find a way to make our guys' lives comfortable. But man, let's give them as much as we can. It doesn't always. I'd rather you guys come and mentor our guys and feed our players and sit there and talk, give them the experience that you've had in life and tutor them that way. And that would mean more than any amount of dollar signs to me. Now, I say that I know what we're going against, right? And things have changed, but we're not going to be out here, being flashy about we got this guy for this amount of money. That's not in line of what our church wants and what our school mission, and definitely not in line with the mission of the team. So, what else? Yes.
Just one, no question, just a statement. Thank you so much for bringing all of your staff with you today. They're so good looking.
Yeah, thank you. The comment was that the staff is really good looking, so that's one of the criterias I had when I wanted to get them. The glamour shots from all these guys are awesome. I might release them out. So, is that it? Okay, one more.
One more. I just had a statement. I just want to applaud everybody as well. Coaches, been a fan for a long time, and I truly think that you guys, as coaching staff in the university, we do more with less as far as recruiting and some of those things. Obviously, members of our faith and non-members of our faith. It takes a special person, but we see a lot of these two-star athletes, Tyler Algier, right, Zach Wilson, hats off to that, and that's player development. One question for A-Rod, as far as the outside zone running game kind of went away a little bit from it at the end of 2022, is that something that's going to be a staple going forward? Is that one that went away because of not having an NFL back, so to speak? We might have another one, but the talent of Tyler Algier or offensive line, what kind of speak to that a little bit?
Yeah, the question was about we went a little bit away from our wide zone play this year, and we were a little more inside run team. And wide zone is still the base play in our offense. We just got really good at running inside last year. It wasn't necessarily that we were bad at the wide zone, but we started having a lot of success with the inside plays. And I think that was just things go in cycles. You get good at something, and then teams get geared up to stop it. And so last year, teams were geared up to stop our wide zone after 2 seasons of being one of the better wide zone teams in college football. And then last year we started finding that the mid zone was really going, the inside plays were going, and so we majored more in that just as the season went on. That just became what we were good at. But day one of spring ball, we're going to start with wide zone, and then we'll build our offense around that. So, yeah.
All right, I'll just end by saying that I appreciate everyone that's here, but I want to first of all just want to mention that there's been a lot of players that we talked about players that have left and move on. That they're always Cougars. We've had a good number of staff members that have moved on to other places too. Hopefully, you guys can show them love and appreciation to them. I know I have a lot of love and appreciation for what they've done for our program. And once a Cougar, always a Cougar. And I'm excited about the new Cougars that are here with us, excited about the direction of the program. I trust A-Rod with the offense. I trust Jay Hill with the defense. And I trust Kelly Papinga with the special teams. And I trust I'm going to be ready to meet with the Cougarettes and hopefully get some dance moves down. But love you guys. Go Cougs. Appreciate your time. Thank you.